SongCast Radio.
Independent music from around the world.
You are listening to the Electronic Spotlight, commercial-free indie music exclusively on SongCast. Our featured artist hails just north of Indianapolis, a place called Carmel, Indiana. We are going to speak with Sentual. Are you there?
Yep, I'm right here.
Thanks so much for joining us on Spotlight. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. How about you?
Excellent. I'm doing good as well. So why don't we start off with you telling us when you started recording your own music?
Really start making music seriously, I want to say in late 2019, early 2020. And that's when I started making music and start passionately doing it for real. I was playing around when I was in early 2019, just trying to get the test of things, learning how to use beats and use apps and use certain software on my computer to produce music. And from there, like watching YouTube videos, I took a little small class online. I began to seriously know how to make music, and I copyright all my songs. I make every song different. I add different tempos, different pace, different types of instruments in each song that makes the song special in their own way. Every song, to be exact.
What motivated you at that time to start writing and recording your own original compositions?
I want to make a name for myself somewhere, somehow, and music is something that I love. Everyone loves music, and I love music. Techno music, dubstep, music that I know that doesn't require too much singing and too much voice power is unique because it's more like you're in your own mind and it makes you think on your own, and it makes you not really, because when someone sings, that gives you lyrics, that gives you something to look forward to, but it's from their perspective. While dubstep and instrumental music, you can think about anything, and it's from your perspective, and it's more just unique. It's something that a lot of people sleep on, in my opinion. It's underrated, and I just want to use something that not most people listen to today, in America to be exact, and make music out of it. And that genre would be dubstep and EDM and instrumental.
Your new single is called Waves of Techno. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and how it came together?
Waves of Techno is a new song that I just made. And with that song, I try to make it more upbeat. I use different tempo pads and different software with this song that I didn't use in the previous ones. And I try to make it where it's not too long, not too short, and unique. I add guitars in it, like heavy metal guitars. I add a little hip-hop drums to the song. I added things that is not ordinary in that song that makes it very, very, very unique. And techno is a music genre that I've been making for a minute now. And EDM is typically, I want to say, more fast-paced in a sense. So Waves of Techno is like a steady beat, but the beat changes consistently. It's different instruments. It's different, different tempo paces. It's just different in any and every way. And when you listen to it, you hear several instruments come out. And there's even a part where there's only two instruments that's making a solid beat. That's very enjoyable. So Waves of Techno, I would say, is one of my better songs right now.
Let's check it out. Here is Waves of Techno, Sentual The Slayer, indie music, true music discovery on SongCast. What a great track, Waves of Techno by Sentual The Slayer. Indie music here on Spotlight. Sentual The Slayer is our featured artist out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And that track, Waves of Techno, is listed under the name Sentual The Slayer, but your other tracks are Sensual S. What's the difference between the two names?
The difference is, Sentual The Slayer. The difference is that's more, I add meaning to the name. And whenever I make music, I want to make it feel like that I execute it perfectly, that I execute it in the sense that everyone will enjoy it. And Sentual The Slayer, it gets you to think that this guy is killing the music. It gets you to think that this guy is trying his best to kill the game, try to be remembered for something powerful, something meaningful. By Sensual S, that's just my government name. It's more just generic. It's not something that's super creative. It's just my name. So when I add Sentual The Slayer, I add more meaning to my music, more meaning to my name, more meaning to my purpose of what I do.
If you like that track, Waves of Techno, you can find it online under the name Sensual The Slayer. Download it on Apple Music. You can also download it on Amazon. Put the track on your phone, play it in the car, turn people on to Sensual The Slayer, turn them on to indie music. The rest of the tracks we're going to hear, you can find online under the name Sensual S. You can also stream these tracks on Spotify, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, wherever you listen to and purchase digital music. Now, the song Waves of Techno, as you mentioned, has so many layers and things coming in and out of it. How long does it take you to record a complex song like that?
To organize the song before it actually becomes a song, it typically takes at least 2 days, because what happens is I look for when I use the software like Cuba or Cubix, or I use any music software, I go through a bunch of drum pads, a bunch of beat pads on my computer, and try to see what is something I haven't used yet. What is a beat style that I haven't produced yet, because I'm trying to make every song different, and I'm not trying to make songs that sound the same. And there are times where, I work. One thing is, this is all for music. I do work about 60 hours a week, and I'm like, okay, even though I worked a long shift today, 10, 14-hour shift, I'm still going to try to make this song. And when I go through the pads, there are some times where I listen to them, I'm like, okay, I already made a song with this pad. Let me try this one. And if you make techno music, if you make music on software devices or electronic music, you probably know what I mean by pads. And sometimes when I go through the pads, there's a pad where every instrument is already laid out, and I'll use that pad. And then to make it more unique, there are other instruments from other pads that I will use in the pad that I chose from the start, that has the main instruments, that has it already laid out. And I would change the snare to a rap snare. I would change the bass into a house bass. And it would be other instruments from other pads into that same pad that I chose from the get-go that would make it more unique. And I'll keep let's just say I choose an EDM pad. I'll keep the guitar EDM. I'll keep the main drum. There's some drums that are different. The main drum kit, without excluding the snare, into the same EDM type of music style. And when I do that, it takes a day or two to really choose what instruments to use. Sometimes I look at the tempo to see if the song will go too fast, too short, or changing the tempo is also something that takes time, because sometimes if you have a song go super fast, it makes you want to dance. If you got a song go super slow, it makes you want to relax. So looking at the tempo, that matters too. There are times where there's FX effects, where it makes the song have a whole different sound, and when you use that effect, it adds the uniqueness to the music. And sometimes that would take a minute too to choose what type of effect to have. And then sometimes it's having an album cover or having a song cover, a good one, that takes time. And it typically at minimum takes 1 day to fully construct this song before making it. And sometimes it might take a minimum of 2. The longest time that ever had me take a song, the longest time it ever took for me to make a song, I want to say was close to a week.
Let's move on to a track called Dance Dancer under the name Sensual S. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Dance Dancer, that was actually more one of my easier songs. That took a day to construct entirely. Dance Dancer was a song that I made last year. I forgot the exact date, but it didn't take that long. I used the same Cubex computer software to make music, and Dance Dancer took a day, and it's unique. It has change of flow. It has change of pace. It has change of instruments, of course. And I try to make it where Dance Dancer is more of a song that you want to dance to, a song that you'll probably try to play in like a club or something. And that one was probably out all 5 of them was the second easiest or not the easiest one.
Let's check it out. Crank it up. Get your body moving. It's Dance Dancer, Sensual S, indie music on SongCast.
commercial-free and free to stream. True Music Discovery.
You are listening to the Electronic Spotlight, commercial-free indie music exclusively on SongCast. Our featured artist is Sentual S, also known as Sentual The Slayer. Make sure you buy some tracks on Amazon, Apple Music, stream on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. Turn your friends on to this great electronic artist and support the indie scene. So tell us, Sentual S, if people want to find you on social media, where can they find you?
Instagram, my name would be Sentual_the_comeback. Sentual the comeback. But with every word, there's an underscore after. So Sentual_the_comeback. On SoundCloud, Sentual The Slayer. That's my SoundCloud name. On Facebook, it would just be Sentual Strong. It would be SENTUAL Strong, STRONG.
Let's move on to a track, which was one of the ones that I really liked when I was checking out your stuff, a song called Galaxies Away.
That one took days to make. That one with the Galaxy cover, that didn't take too long to find, but the instruments, the feeling to make you feel like you're in outer space, that took a minute to make. I wanted to make that song meaningful, and that song Galaxies Away, I actually made that earlier this year, and that song, especially on SoundCloud, got lots of love. So that one is personally another favorite, Galaxies Away. And I'm SoundCloud. If you go on my SoundCloud to add something to this recording, you're gonna find a lot more other songs that I made that I don't have specifically on SongCast at the time, but I'm planning to put on there in the future. But Galaxies Away is one of my bigger hits.
Let's crank it up. Sensual S, Galaxies Away. True music discovery on SongCast. You are listening to the Electronic Spotlight, indie music from around the world, commercial-free and free to stream. Our featured artist just north of Indianapolis, Indiana, is Sentual S. What a great track we just heard, Galaxies Away. And what gives you inspiration to write a song? Are you just driving in your car or going about your business and a melody comes into your head? Or what inspires you to sit down and actually start constructing some of these songs?
Really, melody. You know, I can just be laying in my bed. I could have a day at work. I could do college homework, and it'll just, you know, pop up in my mind. Hey, I'm going to make a unique song this week. And whether it's the last day of the week or whether it's today, I'm going to construct a powerful song that's unique, that people are going to like. And it just hit me out of nowhere, you know, and it's something that I'm happy about. I don't need to really listen to other music that's similar to my music to get that energy, to get that motivation. It just happens naturally. And I feel like when anyone or anything, you know, sometimes we look at something else and it inspires us to do something. And with time, I looked at other artists, and there are times when I thought in my mind, hey, I want to rap, I want to sing, da-da-da. But as far as my electro music, my electronic music, I get my inspiration and creativity all by myself. It just comes naturally out of my own mind.
And you had said one of the tracks earlier had some guitar stuff on it and some other things. Do you play a lot of different instruments?
Sometimes when I do know how to play guitar, I do know how to play banjo. And I know how to play them. I don't know how to play them where I'm like street performing and there's a whole crowd of people dancing and going nuts with my skills and my banjo and my guitar, but I do know how to play them, and I can record them and add inputs of me playing instruments onto my music.
Let's move into our last song here, something called Spirited Bliss. Tell me about this one.
That one's a hit. That one is literally the cover face on my SongCast profile. That's a song where I feel like most of my plays on SongCast get from that song. You know, that song is a hit. Spirited Bliss, I made that in 2021. I want to say it was the springtime. And that song took about 3 days to make, so that was a little bit in the middle. But that song is pretty good, you know, and it's a song where it has more of a mixed emotion that you can either relax and just drive in a car and listen to, or you can listen to as some type of party. You probably find it in like a movie or something that has like a party scene in it. So all being said, that song is one of my hits on SongCast. If not, it is the most known song I probably have on SongCast. And I really like Spirited Bliss, you know. That one is a song where I'm like, okay, I made it past a few months of music creativity. Not a few months, but I made it past a year of music creativity that I made it last year. And I know Spirited Bliss is going to be a song that a lot of people like. So when I made that song, I had high expectations and high hopes, and the hopes from SongCast, at least, you know, it really, really hit a spark. It really, really done exactly what I thought it would do.
I know that one of the things I really like about your music is that no two songs sound the same, and it's just each track is just so unique. But what do you think made Spirited Bliss such a big hit and made it one of your most played songs compared to the other stuff that you have?
It was one of the first songs that I made for SongCast. I don't know, it might have been the first song I updated to SongCast, and I'm like, okay, I need to make this song because I feel like I marketed the song a lot. I mean, it's literally on the cover of my music page, I believe, even. And when I marketed the song, because it was the first song, I'm like, okay, I got to give a first good impression. That's what made it so marketable. That's what probably got all the attention that it got, you know, because of the marketing, because I sat it in the front of my music page. Even my music profile, I'm not for sure on SongCast what it is. I got to check again. I think the cover of Spirited Bliss by Sentual S, I think that might be the cover of my music profile when it comes to my picture. And when I marketed that song, I noticed that most of my plays within the time of the radio plays and SongCast, within the time that I started doing this all the way to now, Spirited Bliss is probably the most played song.
Let's play it. Let's crank it up. Spirited Bliss. It is Sensual S, indie music, true music discovery on SongCast. What a great track. Spirited Bliss, ending off this electronic spotlight. Sensual S, man, you got some great tracks. Once again, the new single is under the name Sentual The Slayer. That track is called Waves of Techno, and the other tracks we heard are under the name Sensual S. So look online, wherever you purchase digital music, pick up some tracks from Sensual The Slayer and Sensual S. Support indie music. We really appreciate your time, sharing your stories with us, and thank you so much for being part of the SongCast family.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, I know something great's going to come from this interview. And whether it takes a day or it takes a week, I'm just happy, or even a month or longer, I'm just happy that I had another opportunity to share my experience, to share what's on my mind, and to let the world know how my music creativity is a great thing to be a part of.
Listen, explore, discover indie music from around the world. Spotlight features all types of indie music: hip-hop, rock, pop, electronic, country, blues, jazz, and more. Spotlight. Listen to thousands of hours of archived indie music anytime, anywhere. Experience Spotlight, the best indie music from around the world. Commercial free and free to stream. SongCast Radio. True music discovery.